trouble. Hold on, I'm make sure, where are we here? I think everything is good. I feel like we're good. Excuse me. Hold on, let me mute that out. All right. Here my hands are clicking and a clacking over here. Okay, let's come. Okay, that's good. That bigger. Awesome sauce. All right, so on to let's see, come back over here. And we're going to share that screen and come back to the slides. That's nice. Thank you very much. Go away. It's warning me that you all can see the application.
Did we already take roll?
Say that again.
Did we already take roll?
Did not, no. We can go ahead and do that now. Did you see the minutes?
Yes, I found them. Thank
Okay,
you.
awesome. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Malta.
He said he might be a little late.
Got it.
And he said to carry on without him.
Okay. Ms. Anderson. Absent. Ms. Moore.
Present.
Mr. Diaz.
Present.
Mr. Outlaw.
He said he was coming, but I guess he's not made it yet.
Dr. Castillo.
Present.
Myself, McDowell, I'm present. Miss Dodd. Mrs. Dodd, sorry.
Present.
Miss Jackson. Absent. Miss McIntyre.
Here.
Miss Narvaez.
Present.
Mr. Nguyen.
Present.
Mr. Donegan.
Present.
And Campbell.
Present.
Miss Martinez. Absent. Miss Armienta.
Present.
Miss Augustine. Absent. Miss Hawkins.
Miss Hawkins is present.
To our students, Xavier. Absent. And Caesar. Absent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 voting members present. Mr. Campbell, you will not be a voting member today. So we do have quorum.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Now that we've taken roll, can someone vote to approve the minutes from the last meeting? We need a motion, and if you can see that on the screen, that's the language you would use.
I, Cynthia Castillo, move to approve the minutes with any corrections, deletions, or additions.
I, Nicole Dodd, second.
It's been moved and second that the minutes be approved with any corrections or deletions or additions. Are we ready for discussion? Does anyone have any corrections, deletions, or additions? The minutes, just as a reminder, are on the school's website. I'm going to click right there so you can just remember where to go. You go to our school, go to council and committees. From council and committees, you go to local school leadership council, LSLC 2024-2025. And then you scroll down to the last meeting, which was February 4th. And there you shall find the minutes. Does
I'm
anybody have?
so sorry, y'all moved so fast. Who motioned and who seconded?
Dr. Castillo moved and Mrs. Dodd second.
Got it. Thank you.
And I'm going to just drop this in the chat real quick. And the minutes are, so far they've been available generally like right after the meeting. So like that night or early in the morning. And I'll send that to you. I think I'll send it. It's going really slow. Oh, that's the link. Okay. Sorry.
Who is Daryl's phone?
That's Coach Brown.
Oh, got it. I'm going to rename you.
Okay, and here are the minutes from February 4th. Okay, not hearing any discussion. Does anyone have any corrections, deletions, or corrections to the minutes?
No.
All right. Whoops. All right, after no further discussion, the question of the adoption of the minutes, I'm sorry, the adoption of the motion that the minutes be approved with any corrections, deletions, or additions. Those in favor, can you please type aye minutes? Those opposed, type no minutes. And you'll type that in the chat, please. And that is the 11 people who are voting this evening.
I'm driving right now. McIntyre, aye.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, McDowell, when I type that in. Did someone include?
We're missing one person.
Missing one person? Let's see. You have Ms. Hawkins?
Yes, we have Hawkins.
Oh, you know what? It might be Paula.
Is it Paola?
Ms. Sarmiento, you driving?
I'm driving, but I send it.
She was the
Okay.
first one who
Okay.
voted. Never mind. She was the first one.
I take advantage of the red lights.
Glad
We're missing
you said that. Red lights. Okay, very good.
I think it's Mariana.
Mariana.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm parking. I'll type it right now.
That's okay.
Okay, we have 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Awesome. All right, so the motion passes. I'm going to go to the next item on our agenda. Do we have any parent comments or student comments or staff comments at this time? Each one of those affiliated groups gets 3 minutes each. Parents and or community, do you have any comments at this time? I don't see anything in the chat, don't see any hands raised, no parent comments. We do not have any students here, but are there any parents here that need to speak on behalf of students? Don't see any hand raised, don't see anything in the chat. Staff, does any staff have any comments that they'd like to make at this time? You get 3 minutes.
Real quick, school climates as well as with the help of RJ, we're requesting donations to set up a kind of like a reward store. Everything from snacks to just regular items every student can use. So just FYI, if you know or hear anything, feel free to reach out.
Okay. And I see Ms. Hawkins, you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so would now be an appropriate time to ask a question regarding graduation? Or I didn't hear your question. I'm sorry, I might be out of order.
It was about
I
comments.
didn't-
And that might be good for
Oh,
now.
okay. So it's okay?
Well,
Or wait till the end?
you got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, so a couple of parents asked me questions regarding graduation. I guess that it was something connected to the CCR teachers announcing their scholars. Is that being considered? Has it been removed, or what is the result of that going to be for graduation? Has it been determined?
That is a good question. I am not aware of that. I don't have a CCR, so I don't have a senior CCR. And
Okay, yeah, they were very concerned.
okay, and they were concerned about the process
They
of
wanted,
picking scholars or
yeah, they wanted to see if the CCR instructors are going to be announcing their scholars, because it just kind of seemed like it would be like tradition or whatever. And they said, I guess it was going to be switched. And I told them, I'm not sure, but I will inquire when I got the opportunity.
Now, do you mean like during graduation when the CCR teachers
Yes, ma'am.
are announcing the scholars?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And these
Yes.
parents heard that
Yes.
something different was going to happen and that their CCR teacher was
Yes.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I am not aware of that. I'm not sure if there's anyone on here who could answer in the next.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
for the sake of time, public comments are supposed to be more like statements and questions that are not typically answered. But I'm gonna take what Ms. Hawkins back so that we can make sure that we address it, especially in the upcoming senior meeting.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
And then we'll send that information back over through the LSLC listserv. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so no other comments. We're going to move on. Anything in the chat? All right, great. All right, so we have one item on our agenda, and that is to vote on the future and current space that we have here at Hawkins that will accommodate the growth. We do have, we mentioned this at the last meeting, a charter school that's interested in co-locating on our campus. We are in disagreement with the district about how much space we actually do have available. And so we wanted to make sure that it's in the minutes, as we are a community school, the spaces that we need to make sure that we as a school designate. We're not going to, at this time, designate like which rooms, but we have heard from our staff members and from our family center about spaces that they want to make sure that we designate so that it's clear that those rooms, or that there is some space that we may think available or the district thinks available, is not actually available, as we need that for our future and continued growth here at Hawkins. And then Dr. Castile, do you have the name of some of the organizations? Or I know we're talking about partner rooms. I know the parent center had said they need an annex and they want to make sure that we have that set aside.
Are you asking me if I have names for the rooms of what we could do?
Yes.
A little bit, yes.
Okay. I have one room, and I think you had mentioned another one about that has to do with partners.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the family, I'm sorry, the family center, they outreach to the community and to students. They have a need for more space, for meeting space, and also for making sure that they have room for when they get like donations for prom dresses, or when they have food giveaways, or when they have like the tennis shoes that they've been getting in the past. They said that they do not have enough space where they are right now, and they have asked, I'm not sure who they asked, but they wanted to make sure that it was brought up to the LSLC meeting if we could, someone make a motion to set aside a room for the family center, and they called it an annex, which sounds like a pretty good name unless someone has another name.
Yeah, it's going to be more like the Hawkins Closet and Parent Center Annex, right? Because it's going to be both.
Okay. Hawkins Closet and Parent Center Annex. Okay. And this would be in addition to the space that they have right now downstairs. So it would be making sure that we set aside that room. Can someone please make a motion? And I can go back to that language for the minutes, although this would be language for setting aside or designating space for the Hawkins Closet Parent Center.
Did we choose a location?
No, right now we're just, we'll find the location. We just need, because we have, right now we just want to put on the books that there needs to be a space set aside for them.
I, Sophia Dow, move to designate a space for our donations here at Hawkins.
The Hawkins Closet Parent Center Annex.
The Hawkins Closet. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Georgia did second.
Okay, so it's been moved in second that we designate a space for the Hawkins Closet Parent Center Annex. We are now open for discussion. Any discussion?
Are we discussing that room, or are we discussing other rooms that we need?
We're going to be discussing other rooms. So right now we're making a motion on just this room.
Okay. I feel that it's a very valuable place to have because the kids do need those donations that have been going out. So I think it's needed.
Okay.
Yeah, similarly in the Parent Center right now, there's 5 staff members in that tiny space. And so it would be great if at least our resource navigator and maybe even one other parent rep or a community rep, but at a minimum, the resource navigator should go up to that space, since they're usually ones that manage the Hawkins Closet and the materials for students in need.
Okay. Okay, if there's no further discussion, you ready for the vote? So yeah, Hawkins Closet, aye. Or no Hawkins Closet.
McIntyre, I, Hopkins class.
Okay. Mixed down, you want to write that down? You want me to? You got it? Okay, great.
I'm seeing 2 votes.
Okay. Anybody still thinking about it? If you don't think it's a good idea, you could put no. If you think it's a good idea, you put I.
One more vote.
Or someone can choose to abstain if they like.
I'm sorry, I'm driving right now.
Okay. Ms. Hawkins, how would you like to vote? Yes, no, abstain? Oh, never mind. No, that's not you. I'm sorry, that's the school name.
I think it is Hawkins that we're missing.
Okay, Ms. Hawkins, are you abstaining? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what we're voting on right now. Sorry about that.
No problem. We're voting on creating a room for the Hawkins Closet / Parent Annex. We have 5 reps in one room, and they've requested some additional space.
Yes, definitely. Yes, more
Okay,
space.
all right. Awesome.
Okay, so that is 12 ayes, 0 no, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Awesome. Excellent. Okay. Then there is the RSP teachers. Mr. Malta had mentioned that we're going to make sure that folks who are sharing space have their own space, because it's actually supposed to be that they have their own space. They're not supposed to.
It is. We
Yeah.
should actually have, at this time, we should actually have 5 RSP rooms, and we're also in the process of hiring an additional additional SDC teacher, because we actually have an open position for SDC teacher, because Mrs. Martin's class got split into 2 classes. And so we've been having a substitute teacher come in. So we need an additional classroom for that one. So we technically need an additional 2 classrooms. There should be 5 RSP classrooms and 2 SDC classrooms. So there should be at this time 7 special education classrooms.
Can you please make that a motion so that we can discuss?
Yes. I, Tonya McIntyre, motion for 7 special education classrooms, 5 RSP classrooms, and 2 SDC classrooms.
I ran down again, second the motion.
Okay. All right, so
So
it's been
5,
moved and second that we have 5.
that was 5 RSP and 2 what?
sorry.
SDC classrooms.
Got it, thank you.
Okay, let me repeat the motion, and then we can have discussion.
I, Tonya McIntyre.
No. You don't have to repeat it. You
Okay.
don't repeat it, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's been moved in second that we have 5 RSP classrooms and 2 SDC classrooms, for a total of 7 classrooms for our SPED department. Discussion. Dr. Castillo, you have your hand up?
Yeah, just to clarify what to be more specific about the needs. So for example, I know that our previous SDC class was in a smaller classroom, but because of the needs of like doing station and just like, yeah, the more in I don't know what the word is, one-on-one support that is needed for
Tech,
the students in art class. I'm just curious for the second SDC class, what kind of space is needed?
they would need the same type of classroom.
Okay, thank you.
And currently, though Mrs. Martin's class was moved to a larger space, that class is oversized. There are more kids in there than it should be. That's why they had to open up a second SDC room. And that's
Yeah.
why there's a sub in there now, right?
There is a sub, but not just that. They also changed the designation of the second classroom. So one is an art class and one is an IDM class.
Yeah. And then we're voting on this, but really by the contract, it's supposed to be separated. They're not
It
supposed
actually is.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're in violation right now.
Yes.
Ms. McIntyre, can you repeat that? And what?
IDM.
Which means what?
I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Intellectually, something. And yeah, intellectual, developmentally, something. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Intellectually disabled, mild to moderate.
Yes, that's it. No, moderate, severe.
I'm sorry. It says mild to moderate and moderate to severe.
Yes.
Okay. All right, does anyone else have any other questions or comments? I put down that IDM in the chat. Okay, we're ready for the vote. Let's see. How many RSP classrooms in SDC do we have right now? I know we have one SDC and we need a second one, right?
Uh-huh.
Or do we have a sub in a second SDC room already?
We have a sub, but the sub is actually in the same room with Miss Martin.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have one SDC room.
Because we didn't always have a sub and we don't always have a sub. So
Oh,
that's why they kept it in there, because we didn't always have a sub.
okay. And then how many RSP classrooms do we currently have?
We currently have 3 because it's a long story, but to make the story short, we were 2 RSP teachers were placed into one room, and then they started putting a CCR teacher, a PE teacher in there for CCR. So then the RSP teacher couldn't do what we needed to do during our CCR time, which was pull kids in there to do things with them during CCR. So it created a problem. So then we had to find other places to go during CCR, because the RSP teachers are not supposed to have a CCR class.
Okay. So currently there are 2. No, you said there's 3 RSP classrooms right now.
No, there's 2 RSP. No, yeah, there are 3 RSP classrooms right now.
Okay. So that would be like setting aside 2 additional, and
yes,
then
2.
So instead of having 5, well, actually right now we have 4. So we're talking about 3 more rooms.
3 more rooms.
Okay, is that right? 4?
Yes.
Yeah, 4 rooms. Okay. Okay, any other questions or comments? We're ready for the vote. So we're voting on the motion to have 5 RSP rooms and 2 SDC to make sure that we're compliant.
You said the PE CCRs are housed in the RSP rooms. Is that correct?
Yeah,
One PE, right?
one PE now. It used to be all of them, but we worked it out to where it's only one now, but it still needs to be moved.
Okay. Okay. So we're voting for 5 RSP and 2 SDC rooms.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that would be aye. Yes, you are in agreement with that vote. No, you're not.
Aye. McIntyre, aye.
Okay. Should we write that down for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And the rest, you can see how we're putting that in there. 5 RSP, 2 SDC, aye, or no, or abstain.
Counting 11 votes. There it goes. Okay. We have 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. So motion passes.
Awesome. All right. Dr. Castillo, did you have another request for partner room or another room?
Yeah, and I know you had brought up this one before, of we need a space that we can designate for lactation
Mm-hmm.
and even, anything else that's super private.
Yes. And it's important because right now, if someone needs to lactate, there is no one designated place for that. Kind of have to find a place, and we've been doing a good job to.
I just want to process check. Can we do the motion and then we can have that
Yes,
discussion?
absolutely. Somebody you want to make that motion, or someone make that motion?
Sure. I, Cynthia Castillo, make a motion to designate a space for lactating staff members.
I, Nicole Dodd, second.
Awesome. Okay, it's been moved in second to designate a room for lactation. Private space. Open for discussion.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely needed.
Yeah, to the point that you're getting at too, like it's different for out of classroom staff or someone who may have an office, even though many of our staff members, our out of classroom staff members share offices. But in particular for our teachers, they don't really have a lot of privacy and they have to get pulled out of class to do it. And so they can't, it's not like they could use their own classrooms.
Mm. And would this room just be for staff, or would it be for staff and possible students?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying for anyone who would need to lactate, or even if there's anything else that we don't know that needs to happen privately
Okay.
that you maybe don't want to do in a dirty bathroom.
Mm.
Right.
That's not a nice visual.
Right.
Okay. Anyone else have any comments or questions?
I also agree for like some privacy because even if we did have a space or someone had like conference period and wanted to do it in their classroom, I know that people have walked into my classroom, unlocked the door, and walked into my classroom without knocking or anything.
Mm.
And so there just isn't privacy in the classrooms.
Thank you for that comment. Ready for the vote? I don't see any other hands up or, all right, so let's go ahead and vote. Lactation, aye. Lactation, no. Lactation, abstain.
McIntyre, lactation, I.
Okay.
Okay, we have 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
All right, awesome.
I wanted to I have a few more, but
Okay.
I'm curious as to like conference rooms and things like that, what they officially or shouldn't officially be. But I think like officially we should have like an emerging bilingual learning center, right?
Mm,
We have a large population of newcomer students. Reclassification is a huge demand for LAUSD, right? We need the space to properly support them, LPAC testing, I-ready testing, et cetera,
Mhm.
resources needs. So I'd like to suggest that I'd like to make a motion, me, Cynthia Castillo, to
mm-hmm.
have an emerging bilingual learning center.
I ran Donegan, second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved in second that we set aside an emerging bilingual learning center. Ready for discussion. Is the room that Ms. Garcia is in right now, is that considered a classroom?
In the eyes of the district and the way these rooms are counted, I don't really know. On the wall, it says conference room, and it was a conference room connected to the offices. But I don't know. So just to be on the safe side, I want to still put that we need this kind of room because we chose to convert the conference room into a space, an office space / learning center. But I think we need to say that we officially need that.
Yeah, because that room is not exactly private. It is a work room. So everyone has a key to that room.
I think it might have been changed, but it's accessible from the offices. It has 2 entries, so it's accessible from the offices.
It hasn't been changed.
Hmm.
Okay. Seeing no other discussion, this would be a huge gain for the ELD. And why is that important, Teacher Ren?
I think that we need more resources teaching LD, and this would definitely be a huge resource that we could access in our department.
Okay. And currently, right now, when you do the LPAC testing, or you need to,
Ms.
go ahead.
Moore, when I do the initial LPACs, I have to find a space. Like if Ms. Garcia's room, that's usually where I go, 225. But if they pull kids out to do I-ready, like they miss I-ready, so I had to like kind of find another space. I went to 233 one time. I went to 211, but having a designated location where what's meant to be done is done and not intruded upon would be great. And also, it could be a pull-out station um, for our emerging bilingual students as well.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. All right. Seeing no other questions or comments, go ahead and aye for the EB room. No for the EB room, abstain EB room. EB for emerging bilingual.
I for the EB McIntyre.
Okay. EB Learning Center.
Is that 12? 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, hold on. What happened? 2, 3.
I'm sorry, I had to vote again because I didn't have the proper language on the first vote, so I changed it to EB room.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
That's Ms. Hawkins.
That's what happened. Okay. I was like, wait, there's 13. All right. 12
Right.
ayes, 0
Okay.
no, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Hawkins, for clarifying.
Awesome. Okay. Any other rooms?
Yes. I don't even know where to start. I got so many. Sorry, you guys.
Well, that's 6 rooms so far.
Yeah. So I'm suggesting that we put in this even the rooms that we quote unquote have right now, because those are not technically specified rooms. Those are like other classrooms and whatnot, and that we've chose to do. But again, we need them to be more specific designated spaces, if that makes sense.
Like the computer labs and or
Yeah,
the
example. For example,
not computer lab, but the storage for the computer for the CTE.
so
you
so because part of the language is that like if they're supposed to be quote unquote being a roster carrying teacher in all of these classrooms, we need to really make sure that we're specifically designating certain spaces. So for example, we need a student support center officially designated that can be used for the dean with housing students and doing intervention work with them. Yeah, like I could list a bunch right now, but that's what I'm saying. Like, should we go through each one of those and officially
well,
vote to
you
have
got
spaces?
the support center for the dean. Could you make a motion for the remaining number of rooms, and then we can have one big discussion about them?
Yes. So you want me to list all the ones that I'm thinking of right now?
Yes.
Okay. So
Sorry, Sophia. Go ahead.
we need in terms of like positive behavior intervention support, let's start there with as a category.
Okay, so make a motion and then we'll have a discussion, okay?
I make a motion that we designate specific spaces for positive behavior intervention and support and the team members that support those efforts,
Okay.
including a designated space for our school climate advocates,
Mhm.
a designated space for our restorative justice teacher to conduct harm and healing circles,
Mhm.
a designated space for our dean of students to facilitate a student support center when there's immediate needs for intervention on campus.
Okay, that's
Yeah, those are the sort of three. Or I guess we could also add a space for our intervention and prevention coordinator to support students who are struggling in their classes academically.
okay. And that was intervention and what else?
That's our intervention and prevention support coordinator.
Okay.
Hi, George Diaz, second.
Okay. All right, so it's been moved in second that we set aside some student support centers for for positive behavior intervention and support for school climate advocates, RJ teacher, the dean, and the intervention and prevention coordinator. Okay, discussion, open for discussion.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. All right, seeing no other, we're talking about PBIS, positive behavior and intervention support rooms. Aye or no, or abstain.
Aye.
Okay, currently that was,
PBS.
and that was
McIntyre.
PBIS, gotcha. That is 4 rooms that were in the motion.
I think I count 10 right now.
All right, we still have the same number of people on the call? Looks like we do. Anybody not vote? Just got one more. Oh, hi, Mr. Malta.
It came in a long time ago.
I can sit back now.
I think it's Mariana again.
Let's see one more.
Hey, Mariana, you need help with the vote? You want us to type it in for you?
Twelve ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Awesome.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to support our, for 2 spaces to support our critical design and gaming magnet, including a game design computer lab and a robotics lab.
Need someone to second if we're gonna have discussion.
Hi, Paola Armienta, second the motion.
All right, open for discussion. 2 spaces, I'm sorry, it's been moved in second that we reserve or designate 2 spaces for CDAG's computer. What was that again? Computer what?
So to support our CDAG,
Computer and robotics.
the game design computer lab and the robotics lab.
Gotcha. All right, open for discussion.
They're necessary. Let's do it.
All right, no further discussion. CDAG's computer and robotic labs. Aye, no, or abstain.
Aye.
Gotcha. That's Ms. McIntyre, right?
Yes. Yes,
Gotcha.
ma'am.
And if you put CDAG's room, that's fine. You don't need to change it.
Think I counting 11.
All right. Is Narvaez there?
9, 10.
Narvaez is. Excuse me.
There you go. All right.
All right.
12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
All right.
In thinking about our school culture and building our school culture, I, Cynthia Castillo, make a motion to approve 2 spaces for school culture, one being for educare and one being for our student leadership, ASB leadership.
Mm.
I, Paola Armienta, second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved in second that part of our school culture would be to designate 2 spaces, one for educare and one for ASB leadership. Open for discussion. Why do we need those rooms?
We need to continue to have those spaces.
Yeah, those 2 groups in particular are tasked with creating opportunities on campus for students and creating events during the school day and after school. They have a lot of resources and materials, and from paints and supplies and game materials, and they need their own space.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. I recently
And
was
sorry, who's
the
speaking?
this is Ren.
Okay.
I was the liaison for Language in Action, which was an after-school program that took place until pretty recently. And usually it was Tuesdays after school in my classroom, which was okay. I mean, there wasn't a problem with it, but I was sick for a full week. So I'm not sure how they were able to access my room without me letting them in. I'm sure like somebody probably let them in. It seemed like things like continue with like how they were supposed to go, but it would be good to have a space where Educare could conduct their after school programs like that doesn't necessarily rely on having a teacher's room.
Awesome. Okay, any other discussion around that? All right. So that's I for educare and ASB leadership. Or no, or abstain. Educare and ASB.
Counting 10.
All right. Mr. Bias has already voted. Mrs. Dodd just voted.
Okay. 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Okay, we have just designated 14 rooms tonight that we need for our school safety, school culture, to implement the plans of the community school and
And
also our
just being in
Title
compliance
I.
for SPED.
Yep, I hadn't got to that part, that too. So yeah.
I got more. You ready?
More?
Yes, I'm not done. That's what I'm telling you. We got a lot.
All right. Go for it.
Cynthia Castillo moved that we designate a computer lab, ideally with more capable computers, for our yearbook and journalism, because the students' Chromebooks cannot support the software needed to properly do the media needed for both of these organizations. So we need what would essentially be a media lab for our yearbook in journalism.
All right, George did second.
All right, it's been moved in second that we have a computer lab designated for media, in particular journalism and yearbook. Ready for discussion? Absolutely, because we have the Adobe Creative Cloud and students need to learn how to use InDesign. It needs to be on their resumes when they leave Hawken. They need to know how to use Photoshop, and those particular software does not work on the Chrome lap books. I'm sorry, on the Chrome laptops. We used to have a computer lab on the second floor that we could use, but we don't anymore. So I hope you all vote yes for this. And it looks like you're voting already. So I guess we're not having any more discussion. Media Lab.
Count 10.
I'm voting now. Okay, that's at 15 rooms. You have another motion, Dr. Castillo?
Yeah, so
Hold on. Hold on. I have not,
Oh,
I haven't counted votes
sorry,
yet.
sorry,
Hold
sorry.
on. Getting ahead of me.
Oh, I thought you did. Sorry.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
All right.
As you know, for a couple of years, we've been working on becoming one of the first schools to pilot a YES team, youth empowered support, that is funded through the Department of Youth Development. The goal is for next year to finally have staff on campus that would be providing wraparound services for students, including case management, providing support and resources for families as a way to also help prevent them entering into the criminal justice system. So I'd like to motion to designate a space for the YES team for wraparound services.
We need someone to second if we're going to vote on it, or else we don't. We're not voting yet. We have to.
Paola Armienta second the motion.
Okay, awesome. All right, any discussion? Anything in the chat? All right, no discussion. We can go ahead and vote. Aye on yes team. And please put yes team so it doesn't just look like you're saying yes, yes. All right, that's 16 rooms or 16 spaces.
Counting 11 votes.
11. Missing one. And it's 6:43, by the way.
Yep, still counting 11.
Mr. Malta, did you vote?
Yes, I got Malta.
Okay. And I see Ms. Narvaez. Narvaez is in.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, it wasn't Narvaez. Okay.
12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Okay.
All right, last one, I think. I'd like to make a motion to designate a space for our community partners that host workshops and support our classes. For example, we have Brotherhood Crusade that supports a class, and they do pull out, and they also like separate for like male identified students, female identified students. We have Homies Unidos that works with the group. We're doing a substance abuse workshops for students, etc. So they need a space to meet with students that doesn't necessarily interrupt teachers or take away teachers' conference periods or CCR periods.
Okay, so we need a motion so we can discuss.
I made that a motion. That was just a long one.
That was a motion? Okay, can you
That was a
shorten it a
motion.
little?
Yeah, I make a motion to designate a space for our community partners.
I, Paula Armienta, second the motion.
Okay.
Can you repeat the community partners again for me, please?
And is that just an example of some community
That
partners?
is just an example of some community partners.
Yeah. So we can put that would be part of the discussion as an example.
I'm sorry, in my motion, I started to give a rationale.
But I know that one of those partners was Homies Unidos and the other was Brotherhood Crusade. All right, any discussion? All right, so I for a or no or abstain to designate a community partner pullout space. I think I did that wrong. It was moved in second that we designate a space for our community partner, and I do not see any other discussion, so we're going to go to the vote.
Count 10, 11, one more.
One more vote. You can say I lied. I have one more. Or we have one more person to vote. Sorry, Ms. Narvaez, you'll get to eat eventually.
All right, 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstained, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Awesome. Make that motion, Dr. Castillo.
Hey, I, Cynthia Castillo, make a motion to have a college center on campus.
Okay, somebody second.
I, Tonya
Paula.
McIntyre. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ms. McIntyre, your turn.
I, Tonya McIntyre, moved. Second the motion.
Okay, so it's been moved in second that we have a college center on campus, open for discussion. Don't we already have a college center?
Even though there was a placard on the wall that said college center, in the eyes of people trying to come on our campus, that doesn't matter.
Ooh, okay.
So just in case, I want to make sure that
Yeah, we don't want to lose our college center.
exactly.
All right, any other discussion? All right, no other discussion. We're gonna vote aye, no, or abstain to a college center.
Counting 11 votes. Okay, 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstained, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
Awesome. Any other motions?
What about all of the gym teachers having their own room for CCR?
That is a good idea.
They do
You
have
wanna
one.
you want to make that as a motion? We can have a discussion.
Miss Purnell has one now
She
because she's
could.
been in 310.
Yeah, no, the goal is to move her to a classroom.
Okay.
So do we need to make that a motion?
Yeah, because she's been in the room with 310 with the resource teacher.
Okay, so make that a motion. I
Tonya McIntyre, moved to move Miss Purnell to another room for her CCR class.
Can I ask you to kind of rewrote that a little different so it's more
Okay.
generic?
I, Tonya McIntyre, move the PE class for Miss Purnell to have a room for Miss Purnell to have her PE CCR.
Okay. Or the way you said it at first, that all the PE teachers need a room for CCR.
Oh, okay. I, Tonya McIntyre, move to have all the PE teachers to have a room for their CCR classes.
Okay. Somebody second.
I, Paola Armienta, second the motion.
Okay. It's been moved and second that all PE teachers have their own room for CCR. Discussion?
And just how many rooms will that be?
In total, that would be 4, but I guess that would vary depend on how many PE teachers we need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would the rooms only be used for like CCR or like would they be like using?
No, technically they should have them for all periods because when they have rainy day schedule or like for example what Mr. Brown recently told me, I don't know if he's still here. They like later in the week they do things to support the lessons that they did physically, right? So if that might include reading, that might include understanding nutrition, workshops, etc. So they should have a classroom that they can always go to, even if just not for the rain, but for other things that they need to do.
So this wouldn't be a classroom just for CCR. It would be designated to the PE teachers for the entire day, and then no one else would be in there.
Correct.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, therefore, I would recommend that Ms. McIntyre amends her motion.
Okay. And how would you amend that?
I believe she specified for CCR only.
Oh, so that each PE teacher have their own classroom.
Yeah, that is correct.
I, Tonya McIntyre, amend my motion that all PE teachers be designated their own classrooms.
Okay. So the motion's been amended that PE teachers have their own classrooms. All PE teachers have their own classrooms. Any other discussions, questions?
Yeah,
All
do
right.
we need to second the amended motion?
There should be somebody to second. Yes. Who's going to second that?
Okay, I, Alex Min, second the motion.
Thank you for that process check. All right. It's been moved in second that all PE teachers should have their own classrooms. Any discussion? Getting ahead of the vote there. All right. Type in the chat if you agree, aye. No, if you disagree. Abstain if you do not want to vote.
Should I count the vote over if people voted prematurely?
Yes, please don't vote until it says time for the vote.
I'm gonna start from, hold on, from Ren.
Ren at 6:52. Is that correct? Ren at 6:52 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm, 12? Is that 12?
We saw 11, but
Okay, yes. 12 ayes, 0 noes, 0 abstains, 0 did not vote. Motion passes.
okay. All right, any other recommendations? Awesome. All right, we've reached the end of this meeting. Does anyone have any announcements before we go? Student-led conference next Thursday, the 27th. And our next official LSLC meeting will be on March the 11th. It is not the first Tuesday of the month because generally there's an election. And apparently there is one this Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday, March the 4th. The first Tuesday in March is usually an election. So we always have our meeting on that second Tuesday. All right, Co-Chair, ready to call this meeting adjourned?
Yes.
All right, 6:55 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Oh, we really worked through that one. Let me, what am I doing here?